Routines play a significant role in our daily lives, but they can be both tedious and enjoyable. While we may find some routines to be enjoyable, others can make us feel drained. The same applies to religious practices, as our inner desires may try to convince us that the repetition is monotonous. This is what Ustad Said Nursi addresses in the 21st word. One day, a person who appeared to be superior in every way said to Ustad that while praying is good, it becomes tedious when done every day. Ustad then realized that his own inner desires were saying the same thing. He understood that the person's words were not their own, but a common thought shared by all inner desires. He came to the realization that the inner desires command evil and must be disciplined. Ustad, who previously did not heed his own desires, provides us with 5 warnings based on his understanding of what happens when the inner desires are given a voice. First warning. What is the duration of our existence? Is immortality a possibility? Furthermore, if we reflect on the fact that our worldly pursuits are fleeting and have no bearing on our afterlife, then it becomes clear that our spiritual pursuits are eternal and will yield great rewards. The devotion that may seem mundane to us now will become invaluable. Second warning. Did we ever consider if our souls, so attached to our physical needs, complain daily about the act of eating, drinking, and breathing? Yet these necessities bring us pleasure. While sustenance for the body and mind is important, prayer, the life-giving water and soothing breeze for our souls and hearts, should not be a burden. When the world is plagued with its difficulties, our hearts, filled with endless desires, find solace in reaching out to the infinite power of Allah through prayer. In doing so, we can find peace and tranquility for both our souls and hearts. Third warning. In the third warning, Ustad addresses our inner selves and states, "O my impatient self, is it wise to be impatient and worry about the difficulties of past and future worship? In this impatience you resemble a foolish commander who sends only a few soldiers to defend against a strong enemy, while sending more soldiers to where the enemy is not present. When the enemy sees weakness, they are easily defeated. In the same way, you become weaker by focusing on other things, instead of turning your focus to the present by thinking about the past and future days. If you are wise, you should only think about today and dedicate an hour to a service that is very rewarding, effortless, pleasant, beautiful, and sublime. By doing so, your bitter affliction will turn into a sweet effort." My impatient self, you are responsible for 3 types of patience. One is patience in obeying Allah's commands, another is patience with committing sins, and the third is patience in the face of disasters that may happen to you. Master Said Nursi says, if you take on these 3 types of patience, say Ya Sabr and use the power of patience that God has given you in the right way, you can overcome all kinds of troubles. Fourth warning. In the 4th warning, Said Nursi highlights the foolishness of our souls and states, "O my foolish soul, is the act of worship in vain? Is its reward so insignificant that it causes you to become bored? But if a person promises to give you money or threatens you, you will work tirelessly until the evening. I wonder, in this world where we are merely guests, if prayer, which provides nourishment for the weak heart, light for the grave, evidence and salvation on the day of judgment, and a bridge to cross over to paradise, is truly fruitless or its reward insignificant. If a person promises you a gift of $100, you will work for 100 days, even though there is no guarantee that they will keep their promise. But if a person whom you know will keep their word promises you paradise and gives you a task that requires little effort, wouldn't it be a penalty if you acted reluctantly and did not take the task seriously? You make an effort to avoid being imprisoned in this worldly life, So doesn't the thought of an eternal prison in hell urge you to persevere in an easy task? Just as it is foolish to choose something insignificant over something more valuable in the example given, it is similarly senseless to neglect the nourishment of your soul for the sake of temporal pursuits. In fact, during the breaks you take between your daily tasks, without any loss of income, you can both nourish your soul and gain two valuable resources. The first resource: you will receive a portion of the remembrance of every plant you have cultivated in your entire vineyard, whether it is in bloom or bearing fruit. Furthermore, if you cultivate this vineyard with the intention of seeking the pleasure of Allah and share its fruits with others, it will be considered a charitable act, regardless of who you share it with, whether animals or human, good or bad people. What a precious wealth we lose by neglecting prayer. In the end, this world will slip through our fingers, and if we lose the hereafter, we will suffer great losses and miss out on both resources. As we age, tasks become more challenging, and it may be tempting to give in to laziness and think, I will soon leave this world, there is no need for more effort. But another person will work harder to brighten their grave and accumulate more provisions for their afterlife. Since yesterday has passed and there is no guarantee for tomorrow, it is important to make the most of today by dedicating an hour out of 24 to prayer or visiting the mosque. Moreover, the afterlife is shaped by a person's heart and actions, just as a mirror reflects the image in front of it. If the mirror is clean, the image appears clean. If it is dirty, the image appears dirty. We shape the afterlife with our heart and soul. Furthermore, prayer can instantly brighten your day and bring peace, like flipping a switch. O God, grant blessings and peace to the one who said, the 5 daily prayers are the pillar of religion, and to all his family and companions. Ameen.